Erev Tov Chavrim, I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. It is 2017, January the 1st, here in the Czech Republic and in Israel. While I think the United States is still waiting here a few hours away. Wanted to update you on this story that we broke here about 3-4 hours ago already about Netanyahu, our title of our own video here. Let me just jump over here to our actual broadcast that we did here from the article. Netanyahu warns Putin Israel's army may invade Syria. Now, the thing is, and I may even go back and actually retitle this video or make it more with a question mark. The reason I'm saying this, my wife looked at this article as well, reading it in the Russian language. It kind of leaves you in limbo, so to speak. It is saying here that the Prime Minister Netanyahu confesses to the Russian president that Israeli army is ready to, it actually literally the word is used here is to invade Syria or an incursion in Syria. But also, and this is what kind of has made me wonder what is the real meaning behind that story there, we find out that the J-Post also is speaking about the conversation the two had. Netanyahu, Putin speak for a second time in a week. Last Sunday, Netanyahu had phoned Putin to express his condolences over the crash of the Russian military plane. But in the article here in J-Post, it says, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke on Saturday night with Russian President Vladimir Putin about the evolving situation in the Mideast. And the second time the two leaders have spoken this week. According to a statement put on by the Prime Minister's office, the two talked about regional developments with an emphasis on Syria and a continuation of the security coordination on that front. Coordination that has already proven itself in the prevention of misunderstandings. The statement referred to the deconfliction mechanism set up by the two countries shortly after Russia became militarily active in Syria in the fall of 2015. The Kremlin, in its brief readout of the phone call, said it was initiated by Israel, and that in addition to discussing Syria, the two leaders also talked about the Palestinian-Israeli peace process. Last Sunday, Netanyahu phoned Putin to express his condolences over the crash. We already discussed that there. Russia was one of the 14 countries that supported the anti-settlement, resolution at the UN 10 days ago, but after the vote issued a statement criticizing the way it was brought to the Security Council for a surprise vote just a day after Egypt pulled its own proposal on the matter. So the question really comes down here is what is the statement actually referring to here? I cannot see anything else in the article here that is put out by J-Post. They don't actually quote that very statement that is being put out by RussiaDialogue.ru in their article there. I can, so it just really is leaving me in a question about this. Is he actually speaking about that, is he trying to warn President Putin that there is a possible plan by NATO? Is he talking about, going in there to help the Russians as an ally perhaps for Syria? Kind of contrary to what's been going on. That's the one thing I'm wondering about, because Jerusalem Post talks about their misunderstandings that have happened in the past. And you have to understand the Israeli army has actually bombed the Syrian army on multiple occasions here in the last 2 months now. They have targeted directly the Syrian army outposts there in and around Damascus, while they would also be hitting the convoys that are coming back into Lebanon on Hezbollah. So, but there again, because of the tensions that Israel has had with Syria, because Israel has actually struck Syria on several occasions here in the last 2 months there, that is what has given me the understanding when we look at this in the Russian language here, that, he's saying to him that they are ready to go into Syria. Even if we said it in that regards there, the statement still says, and Netanyahu has confessed to President Putin there that the Israeli army is ready to go into Syria. But the word that is actually being used right here on the bottom, this word right here in Russian, the main translation for this is either invasion or incursion. This is what has made us bring out this story just moments ago, hours ago here about this. I will retitle it for the sake of we don't really know for sure what the intent has been meant in this statement here. And again, it still remains to be seen. And it could be as well that maybe he's, because it says he's confessing to him, he's ready to go in. That's the other way that my wife actually she translates it a little different than what I had translated it online myself. She said he's confessing to him that the Israeli army is ready to invade Syria. Now that could be that they're concerned that there is a problem on the border there for Israel with, when I say the problem, that could be because of Al-Qaeda, ISIS, al-Nusra, and it could be that Prime Minister Netanyahu is confessing to President Putin that they may have to invade that part of Syria in order to deal with a threat that is on their own borders. And that may be where the real issue lies here. So I think we'll go back and retitle the other video there, and this is a follow-up on that. I may even remove the other video at this point here because it still remains as a question is what is Prime Minister Netanyahu is he speaking about here about invading or going to an incursion inside of Syria, confessing to President Putin that the Israeli army is ready for an incursion in Syria. Again, is it because of ISIS? Is it because of Al-Qaeda? Is it because of al-Nusra on their border? But remembering too, Hezbollah is also an enemy of Israel. Iran's an enemy of Israel. And they are also fighting right there inside near the border of Israel. And this could really turn into a major mess. Unless Israel is coming in there to be an ally for some reason for Russia and for Syria to help in that regards there. I just don't know. Turkey's in there, which is Syria's enemy in the way that President Bashar al-Assad has stated they're in an invasion. The U.S. is there as an invasion according to President Assad. But yet Russia has not done anything about that. And now Israel talking about going into Syria. So very serious situation. Don't know the answer to it for sure. I think we'll keep the other video up though for now, just retitle it. But this is a very serious situation, a very volatile situation, and could easily turn into a very fluid situation without a doubt. And again, that could be a thing that would distract the entire United Nations vote. But then again, it may only give more fuel to a UN resolution, even furthering the resolution with the 70 nations that will meet there in Paris, France on January the 15th. I'm Stephen Benoon. It's January the 1st again, New Year's Day. Happy New Year's to all of you out there that are listening, and may the Yeshua bless you. But very serious situation indeed here in the Middle East. I'm Stephen Benoon. You're watching Israeli News Live. Erev Tov.